seconds. How are you gonna take this? What are you gonna do when you come home?
First and foremost, I've been further inspired, and so that's one thing which is definitely worth passing over. But also, we've been able to network and make some more connections to recreate and expand and scale up some of our initiatives which are already carried on. And by so doing, we'll be able to employ and reach out a lot more youth on ground.
Nestor, qu'est-ce que vous allez faire?
What are you going to do? Thank you very much. For those who know me, and I know there's some here, I regularly organize in West Africa free conferences for young people from West Africa. I'm already doing this, so we're not starting from scratch. And I would like to reiterate here that I'm going to continue doing this, because as I see it, when you're young and when we have the privilege to being in panels of this nature. Thank you.
I feel that the most important for me is that I've learned how to break free of stereotypes by interacting with people from all over the world. I've gotten to know a lot of good things about countries of whom I would only be hearing bad things. In the process, I've also made 15 very brilliant friends. And most importantly, I've learned a lot about gender and development and how that plays for us. In the next 15 years, I have my own business model back in Pakistan where I work with women to develop them as entrepreneurs. And I feel that what I've learned over the past 2 days will help me to develop that further in a sustainable manner.
Thank you. Reuben, when you are back in the Philippines, how will you take this forward? What will you promise?
Thank you very much. My project basically focuses on peace education in Islam areas for Muslim children, and we are in a process of integration of including Christian children at the same time, because I think that we need to reshape how these children think of what culture is and what peace is and what we can do in reconciling both differences from these communities.
Thank you. Alan.
Well, I feel very inspired about everything I could learn here.
Sí, me
siento muy inspirado.
I feel very inspired by everything I've heard here. And I think it's important when I get back to Bolivia that I disseminate all this knowledge. And I think it'll be important we involve all youth organizations in the kind of debate we've been involved in this week. Thank you.
Last but not least, Ruba.
Yes. Okay, so first I would like to make sure that I express that I think that acknowledging privilege is a very important part of all of our lives. And I have to say to all of you here today that I am an amalgamation of every experience that I've ever had in my life. I am the product of every person that I've ever met and interacted with. And each one of you has added something to me as well. And I think that is something that we've all talked about among ourselves, the fact that we all have very different initiatives. We've had very different life experiences. We have different beliefs, different views. But when we came to talking about a vision for the world, it wasn't difficult to think about how we could all put it together and then apply it to each of our respective initiatives. And so that is something that I will take with me and I will use in my interaction with youth all around Jordan and the Arab world and kind of use it as a tool to make them think critically again and think about how to conceptualize different things from different viewpoints.
Thank you. Thank you, Ruba.